Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tulufelo Nyanto, and if it's the first time you're seeing this face, I don't understand where have you been, honestly, easy. But then welcome. Please go watch the other videos and then come back like this because all of this content is not gonna make sense for you if you're starting to watch my YouTube channel now or with this video, right? If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Um, yeah, I hope that you guys are good. I hope that you guys are great. Today we're gonna be doing chapter 5. I'm not feeling well today. I don't understand, man. It's weird. My emotional what. I'm weird. I don't feel okay. So if I make mistakes, please forgive me. If I look weird or sound weird, please forgive me. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but then the girl's gotta do what the girl's gotta do, right? So today we're going to be doing interview questions, and what you need to understand with interview questions is that they're playing a psychological game with you. They're not just asking you questions that they're asking you for fun, you know. So that's what you need to understand when you go to an interview. With every question that they're going to ask you, you need to think outside of the box. You need to be creative when answering that question because they're figuring out so much just by asking you the questions that they would typically ask you in an interview, right? So I've curated a couple of questions in this part. I'll have a part one and part two. With this part one video, we're doing personality questions that they would ask you in an interview, right? So the first question that they're gonna ask you when you get there is tell us about yourself. Like they're gonna ask you that question. 90% of the time, it's a 90% probability situation. So that's what they're gonna ask you. Tell us about yourself. And please, when they ask you that question, don't tell them about your where were you born and how many siblings you have and you are the second born in the family and what don't, because that's not what they're trying to figure out or what they're trying to understand with you. They're asking you this question to figure out your qualifications, your experience, your skills, and everything like that. So, for example, how I would answer that question if they were asking me that question, right? I arrive, I sit down, we greet each other, and then they were like, "Can you tell us about yourself?" Right? Okay. So I sit there, I'm like, "Hi, my name is Tulufela Nyanto. I am 23 years old. I recently graduated at Boston City campus for business management. I used to work at a company, Wawa. I don't know that name of the company, you specifically say it. I used to work at so and so for a year, and what I enjoyed while working there was meeting different kinds of people on a daily basis. I have experience in so and so and what. Yeah, well, I didn't say anything about where I grew up. I didn't say anything about my personal things, but then I gave them a very good background about my qualifications, my experience, and my skills. Yeah, well, so that's what you need to focus on when you're answering this question. Ne? And then the second question is, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? And then what they're trying to establish with this question, they're asking you this question to determine your level of self awareness and how open you are to self improvement. Okay. Um, the third question is, can you tell us about a stressful situation? Why? Why? I don't know if I need a break or what, but I'm not. I can feel sharp or you okay, you okay. Can you tell us about a stressful scenario in the past and how you handled it? So what they're trying to achieve with this question is this question aims to determine if you can remain calm under pressure and still complete your job responsibilities effectively. So if you're those people that crack under pressure, if you're those people constantly get stressed, you literally just panic or you snap at other people, then you're gonna have a problem in the workspace, honestly, you know. So what they're trying to see here is that, let's say for example, they gave you a 5 week task, and then they decide, oh, again, 5 weeks now it's not gonna be 5 weeks, it's 3 weeks, gonna go in. You haven't even started because you thought to yourself, oh, to have 5 weeks to complete this task. So what they're trying to figure out, what they're trying to see is, will you be able to complete that task in that given time? Or or you're going to crack under pressure, or you're going to give them problems. Or for example, if you have to put in the extra hours so that you can complete the job at hand or the task that they're giving to you. Dilonyana tse di jwalo. That's what they're trying to figure out or achieve with all of this. So you need to give them a scenario or situation e leng gore it clearly shows them ukuthi you can work under pressure, you can manage your stress levels or whatever, you know. So yeah. And then question number 4 is, what hobbies or sports are you involved in outside of work, and why do you enjoy them? But with this question can tell a lot about your social skills, including collaboration, teamwork, and leadership. Yeah, bo? So when you're telling them about your hobbies or the things that you get up to outside of work, especially for the type of job that you're going to be applying for, if you're applying for a job that's going to involve you talking to other people, it's like a customer service job. Try speaking about hobbies that involve you talking to other people, you doing things with other people. Maybe you like going hiking with your friends, maybe you like going out to meet new people at different events and things like that. Try and speak about things that involve you doing other things with other people. Don't tell them about the fact that you love sleeping or you love being alone in the house, because they're not going to understand can you actually work with other people. Because regardless of the position that you're applying for, at some point you're going to have to be in a teamwork situation. You're going to have to work with other people. So try by all means when you're answering this question to talk about the things that you do that are like outside. Yeah, okay. Question number 5 is, can you tell us about a time when you went above and beyond in your job? Yeah, well, so better with this question, it allows you to explain how you measure your success and show your dedication to the workplace. It's similar to a question about the stressful situation. Speak about things that are going to show them ukuthi wena you are dedicated, you are a committed worker, and if push came to shove, you would show up for them. Okay? And then they would ask you, question number 6 is, what motivates you? But in your answer, consider identifying some elements of the role's work setting that help you excel or that you enjoy. Yeah, well? So when you answer this question, show them ukuthi you're motivated, you're a hard worker, you're willing to put in the work and what. Question number 7 is, what makes you unique? And then part of this question can enable you to highlight the skills and characteristics that you appreciate about yourself. You can choose the traits that apply to the job you're applying for, as well as what sets you apart from other candidates. Yeah, well? So lana kumele ube woke, you must be smart in this question when you're answering it. If the job responsibilities are like they're looking for a hard worker, a dedicated person, what, you have to point out those things. Because what makes me unique is that I'm a hard worker, or state those things that they're looking for in that position, so that they can see you are the right person for the job. Okay, and then question number 8. Question number 8 is, do you enjoy working in a team or alone, and why? And I always say, when you answer this question, always say both. Even though you don't like working with other people, always say both all the time. All the time. Because at some point in your work, you're going to have to work with other people. You're going to have to do a teamwork situation. You're going to have to collaborate with a fellow employee, whether it's just the two of you guys or it's a group situation. So always say that you like working with other people, right? But in this question, your employer would like to see the type of work environment you prefer. Are you sociable, or you enjoy doing your own thing? Do you share your ideas with other people, and are you a team player? Yeah, well? So every employer would like to hire someone who they can work with other people, they can lead other people, they can share ideas with other people, and they can just collaborate with each other. Because it's not just you working in that workplace, you're working with other people, right? So always say those all the time and explain why you like working with other people and you like working alone too. Because you can, yes, you can work alone and achieve what you need to achieve, but you can also work with other people and be a success or be successful at it. Okay. And then question number nine is uh, question number nine is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I always say all the time, tell them Ukuti, you want a position that's higher in the business, even if you don't intend on working there for 5 years, nah? Or you don't have intentions of working there for 5 years. Tell them Ukuti, you see yourself being a manager, you see yourself being a superior king, supervisor. You see yourself being a CEO of the company, the COO of the company. Speak about those things. They're going to see you put you're motivated, you're hard worker just by answering this question in that way. Okay. Baramona, much like the ability to collaborate, ambition is always a good quality. Take the time to emphasize your ability to look and dream ahead. Try incorporating that you'd like to have more responsibilities in a company. Yeah, well, that's why I say Gucci. You must tell them Gucci, I want a higher position. I want a higher position. I want to be the manager. I want to be the supervisor. I want to, like, tell them, and don't be afraid to say so. They're not going to be intimidated by you or anything like that, because they're just trying to see you to see, are you the right person for the job? Okay. And then question number 10 is, or 11, I don't know, guys. Please forgive my numbering. Why did you leave your last job or your previous job? Ne? Are here, the key here is to avoid any negative language when referring to your current or previous employer. State reason, state reasons like you are looking for a better opportunity and to grow professionally. Yabo? So Lana Bati, don't say bad things about your previous employer, even though the work environment or the work um, place was like a toxic situation and you hated your boss or it. Don't speak about the bad things or the negative things, because it's going to make you look like a bad person, you know? So just speak about it with you, and then you just want a better opportunity for yourself, or you just want to advance your career or something like that. Don't talk about the negative things that happened in your previous work or your previous experience. Because Mina, I was harassed. Yo, I lost my job in such a weird way. I got harassed by this guy and I lost my job for standing up for myself, which was so weird, you know. So every time I go to a job interview and they're like, why did you leave your previous job? I just be there like, yo, why do I even say? You know, I never know how to answer that question, because I don't want to speak negatively about my previous employer, but then the situation was horrible. So, but I never know, Gucci, how am I gonna like answer that question? So every single time I just say, Gucci, I wanted to like focus on my studies because I was writing exams, but that's not the truth. Again, I don't wanna dwell too much on that particular one, because I don't want to make my previous employer seem like a bad person. Well, and then this other question is, what is your salary expectation? This question, like, sometimes they're gonna say "Kukuti ba tlo go patela bokae," right? And then sometimes they won't say "Kukuti, how much are they gonna pay you?" Always do your research. You see the position that you're applying for. How much would they charge or pay? You know, if I feel like the only people that can state a number or like they can negotiate for themselves are people that have experience in that job description or whatever. Let's say, for example, you're applying for a job and you already have like 5 years worth of experience, right? And you can do the job or do the work with your eyes closed. Then obviously you have the ability to negotiate for yourself. O batla salary e kana. But if this is like your first time job or you don't have experience in the job that you're applying for, never, never, ever, ever, ever try and negotiate for yourself, because you don't have the necessary experience or qualifications for that job. Okay, so you must humble yourself. But then if you have the relevant experience and you know your work and you know your job, you can always negotiate, because they can see you have experience. And what I have experience in this line of work, and then negotiate for yourself the number or the amount that you would like for them to pay you. But then don't be ridiculous about the number that you want. Maybe if they already say to the Gucci they're gonna pay that person 6,500, and then you feel like you need a little bit much we're willing to pay on our budget for this position. So be smart about that, okay, and be able to negotiate. Sempre, right? So we're done with these personality questions. On my next video, which is going to be the part two, we're going to be talking about the in-depth questions that they would ask you in the interview. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.